Kartikeyan, alias Murugan. Kartikeyan, Kumaran is the second son of Shiva, said to be born out of 6 sparks created by Shiva through his third eye. He is said to have been born as 6 independent children, brought up separately by 6 Kartikeya women, star cluster of women who are also known as nursemaids, at Saravana Poigai, pond. Sara plus Vana is equal to continuous flow at a forest. Fluid flow in seminiferous tubules. Ganesha is his elder brother. Historically, Kartikeyan commands immense popularity, especially in Tamil Nadu, South India. Ganesha is very popular in North India. One of the major Puranas, the Skanda Purana, is dedicated to Kumaran. The veil, lance, is a weapon of war which is closely associated with Kumaran. On parlance with Ganesha, Kartikeyan signifies the birth of certain human organs or substances within the human body closely associated with Ganesha, scrotum and testis. Thus, Kartikeyan is none other than the sperm cell, spermatozoon being the brother of Ganesha, who is a personification of the scrotum and testis. On one side, the third eye of Shiva represents sexual stimulation or orgasm initiated at the brain, thalamus pituitary area, which results in procreation. On another side, the third eye of Shiva represents the functions of spermatogenesis, which resulted in birth of Kartikeyan, the spermatozoon. The male germ cell, sperm, contains XY chromosomes, where Y always refers to the male descendant. This process is known as unchanged or Mara in Tamil. Hence, Kartikeyan is known as Kumara, Ku plus Mara. 6 sparks and the 6 star women may represent the 6 Puranas dedicated to Shiva. It may also represent the various stages of activities and or various organs or structures of the male reproductive system. These structures of the body have to coordinate from initiation to the actual birth of the product, the spermatozoon. Modern medical findings say that there are 6 stages of spermatogenesis in man. 6 independent Kartikeyan are said to have been united into a single child by the hug of Parvati. The initial stage occurs within the seminiferous tubules of the testis and progresses to epididymis. Immature sperm produced in the seminiferous tubules mature and get their tail of motility at the epididymis. The side view of a sperm cell looks like a veil, lance, which is his weapon. A spear pierces its target, and so does the sperm, which pierces the ovum. Most other weapons destroy their targets, but spears or arrows only penetrate them. Bows and arrows are brought into Puranic texts through the introduction of Arjuna, who is a great warrior in the Mahabharata. Arjuna is the son of Indra, who is associated with male procreation. Mahabharata contains within it many stories referring to the whole universe, the human body. Kartikeyan is not very popular in North India. According to their understanding, Sanskrit epics and Puranas indicate that Kartikeyan was the eldest son of Shiva, not Ganesha. This may be due to a wrong interpretation of the cyclical version of Vedic texts. Without the scrotum and testis, sperm cannot be produced. Thus Ganesha, testis, must be in existence before Kartikeyan, sperm arrives. But before male erection, Ganesha's elephant head, the sperm, Kartikeyan should be ready. This may be a reason for recognizing Kartikeyan as the eldest son. According to the Shiva Purana, Kartikeyan is seen helping Shiva to fight the newly born Ganesha, Shiva's other son, when Ganesha stopped Shiva from entering his home at Kailash. Shiva's fighting to enter the house, vagina, is the result of male sexual stimulation. During that time, Kartikeyan, the spermatozoon, will be waiting for passage, which is depicted as a person fighting along with Shiva. It may also be correct for some to assume and say that Kartikeyan is older, but Ganesha will be the elder son since sperm, Kartikeyan, is produced by the testes, Ganesha. Kartikeyan is generally seen as bachelor in North India. Since a sperm is singular, male, it would have been considered as a bachelor waiting for union with a female egg. The symbol Om or Om is attached to Ganesha, and the symbol is the pictorial depiction of human scrotum, testis, and penis. Ganesha is called as Yanai Mugan or elephant faced in Tamil, where the Tamil body letter Ya, Ya, or Ya resembles the above symbol. The crescent, curved line represents the areas in the brain where the pineal and pituitary glands are situated. According to their belief, Ganesha is married with two wives, the testis. In South India, it is a different story. Kartikeyan, known as Murugan, has enjoyed continuous popularity with all classes of society right from the Sangam, ancient Tamil culture age. Sangam is considered an ancient period, and Sangam literary texts are also considered ancient medical texts. But Sangam or Sanka in human anatomy represents uterus, a meeting place for all where a fetus grows up. The symbol of Om in Tamil is attached to Kartikeyan, and it is the pictorial depiction of a fetus in the mother's womb. Fertilization is possible only with the help of sperm cells, and thus the symbol of Om is attached to Kartikeyan. While South India has maintained that Kartikeyan as the younger of the two, Southern tradition recognizes him as married to two wives, Devayani, Indra's daughter, and Valli, daughter of a tribal chief. Devayani is married to him much earlier, and Valli is married later, and the reason for such delay is attributed to some lapses in Valli's tapasya. The story of Kartikeyan is all about sperm or spermatozoon and its activities when it is ejaculated into the female organ. Devayani, the first wife, must be the head or eye of the sperm, which emerges first in the process. It contains the nucleus of the germ cell and is considered as a deva, sacred one. Sperms are produced by Sertoli cells. Its stories are related to Indra and his killing of Vritra. Valli, being the second wife, must be referring to the tail portion of sperm, which is attached later to the head. The tail facilitates motility, and this is related to the bow and arrow of hunters. Thus, Valli is regarded as the daughter of a hunter chieftain. Devayani and Valli may also be regarded as a reference to the two chromosomes XY, since all male sperms have them, whereas the female germ cell ovum has XX chromosomes only. Devayani and Valli are entirely two different kinds of breed to be married to Kartikeyan. Thus, Devayani may be chromosome X and Valli may be chromosome Y. Deva is used to denote the basis of chromosomes. Valli is used to denote the val, referring to the tail that propels the head forward. Kartikeyan's vahana or vehicle is the peacock. The flag of his army bears a rooster. In one of the wars, Asura, Surapadman or Surapadmam, was split into two by the spear or veil of Kartikeyan. Kartikeyan granted a boon to the Asura that one half of him would become a peacock and remain his vagana or vehicle, and the other half would become a rooster and be a symbol for his flag. Surapadma, Sura plus Padma, consists of two words where Sura means secretion and Padma means lotus. Padma or lotus refers to female reproductive organs which consist of ovaries and fallopian tubes which are in a split position. Look at the picture of the female reproductive organs. The uterus is in the middle and the ovary and fallopian tubes along with the fimbria are on either side of the uterus. The fimbria has split tongues which look like a rooster's comb and float on top of the ovary. The fimbria catches hold of the ovum when it's expelled from the ovary during ovulation. Thus, the rooster has found a place in Kartikeyan's flag. A flag flutters in the air like the fimbria hanging over the ovary does. The split tongues of the fimbria also resemble the tooth of a saw, a tool used for cutting wood. A saw is called Ramba in Tamil language. Thus, Ramba appears in the story of Mahisasura, refer chapter Durga, who was slain by Durga. Ramba and Karamba are two characters discussed in that chapter. Ramba is an unripe plantain, and its botanical name is Musa sapientum. It is also known as Vanalakshmi and Kadali fruit. Ramba and Lakshmi refer to female procreative organs. Does this fruit benefit or relate to the ovaries and their functions? Amaranthus polygynous is known as cock's comb, Fimbria, or Muruga, which is used for seminal debility, gonorrhea, etc. Most of the war waged against the Asuras by Kartikeyan was led by his lieutenant Veerabahudevar. Wars waged against Asuras are generally projected as a triumph of good over evil, or darkness removed and brightness brought in. But these wars fought against specific Asuras have specific messages for the public at large. They are different kinds of bodily functions happening within the human body. The war against Surapadman is about the fimbria and ovary. This war is also known as Sura Samhara. Presently, a Sura Samhara ritual is conducted at the temples of Muruga, Kartikeyan, during Deepavali season. The Asura, whose defeat is celebrated as Deepavali, was called Naragasura. The body functions referred to in the slaying of Naragasura are discussed in the chapter Deepavali. Many believe that Sura Samhara is about the slaying of Naragasura. But these are two different happenings. Sura Samhara relates to Surapadman, ovary and fimbria, and Deepavali relates to Naragasura, conception. Certain sections of people in Tamil Nadu called Sengundars, also known as Mudaliyars, believe that they are descendants of Veerabahudevar, lieutenant of Kartikeyan. These people were known as Kai Kolars. Kai is equal to hand, Kol is equal to stick, who were warriors in the Chola army, capable handlers, or experts in the use of spears. The spear, also known as veil or lance, must be thrown skillfully by hand to hit the target. They were also known as the Red Dagger Battalion. Presently, most Sengundars are weavers in the textile industry. Devar has been transformed into Tevar, and some sections of people have adopted this as their group name. The word Sengundar must have been derived from Sengundram, which means red mountain, and is reflected in their name Red Dagger. Seng or Semi refers to the color red. Guntram or Kuntram refers to small mountain. Mountainous areas are the normal domicile or abode of Kartikeyan. Sengundram can also refer to a volcanic mountain where the erupting lava is red and hot. This volcano could be in reference to the ovaries where periodical eruptions take place to expel the ovum. It may also refer to the steroli cells where sperm are produced in large numbers and gush out like lava. Veerabahu, Veera plus Bahu, consists of two words where Veera means brave warrior and Bahu means syrup or a kind of paste, semi-liquid form, such as a sugarcane syrup or honey syrup. Bahu in Tamil means boiled sugarcane juice, and it is also made from processed sugar. Thus, Veerabahu means something like brave paste or warrior syrup. What is this paste or syrup? Considering that Kartikeyan is sperm, Veerabahu is the acrosome, a cap-like structure on the sperm head. Acrosomes contain enzymes which help penetrate the ovum. This enzyme is the warrior syrup which fights for penetration into the ovum. Kartikeyan cannot win the war without the help of his lieutenant Veerabahu, acrosome. The sperm head contains the nucleus, called Deva, which is surrounded by acrosome, Veerabahu, brave paste, meant for penetration. Since Veerabahu is capping the Deva, nucleus, he is also known as Veerabahudevar. Acrosome or Akrosham in Tamil means ferocious, aggressive, or fearless. These are the qualities needed for a warrior. Only the male peacock has a long, extravagant tail which it displays during courtship. The tail is also called a train. The train feathers have a series of eyes that can best be seen when the tail is fanned. It is a beautiful sight that cannot be missed. The peacock's body feathers, not the tail feathers with eyes, resembles the ovum. When we take a single tail feather in our hand, we hold the replica of a single human sperm cell without realizing it. The single eye along with the feather stem is just sperm in a zooming position. When the peacock's tail feather is fanned, we see something extraordinary. We see lots of sperm cells moving towards the ovum, peacock's body feather. Thus, the peacock became the Vahana of Kartikeyan. As Kartikeyan is worshipped predominantly in South India, especially in Tamil Nadu, many of his names are of Tamil origin. One such name is Mal Murugan, meaning nephew of Vishnu. Thirumal is one of Vishnu's name. Vishnu is considered as the liver, part of digestive and endocrine system of the human body, and is the organ which takes care of the fetus within the womb till it is delivered. The placenta that provides all nourishment to the fetus is supplied or monitored by the liver. Hence, Vishnu is considered the brother of Parvati, Kartikeyan's mother, and the maternal uncle of Kartikeyan. As per Indian customs, even today, the maternal uncle plays an important role as a protector of his sister's descendants, sons or daughters. Vishnu also helped in bringing an elephant's head from the Bhadrapada river when Ganesha's head was severed by the gaze of Shani. Refer to chapter Ganesha. Another name for Kartikeyan is Muruga or Murugan in the Tamil language. Many believe that Muruga means Alagu or Alagan or beauty. Muruga Muruga can be loudly heard in all Murugan temples and it will be continuously chanted. Let us simply change the letters of Muruga or take the last letter of the first word and the first letter of the second word. The new word will be Ka Muru. Ka Muru meaning to be sexually aroused or stimulated, which takes us to Kartikeyan, the sperm. Lakshmi is the wife of Vishnu, and she represents the female reproductive organs. Her son is Kama, meaning sexual impulse. Another word used by all devotees when they pray is Give me a boon, Varamta in Tamil. It is also continuously chanted by repeating the same word Varamta Varamta. If we transpose the letters, it will be Ta Varam in Tamil, which means plants of all varieties from small bushes to big trees. Ancient Indians were looking to plants for their medicines. All Vedic texts contain or indicate the diseases and names of plants used in their healing. Presently, many of these plants go unnoticed without realizing their medicinal potential. Why should the letters of words be transposed? Most Vedic texts have been compiled by ancient Indians in the Indus Valley area or during the Indus Valley period, along with Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, Latinas, and others. People of Indo-Iranian descent are in the habit of writing and reading from the right to left, not left to right. All possible methods would have been used in preparing Vedic texts to record their medical knowledge. There is also a possibility that we, the later generation, have picked up the sequences of words wrongly. Kartikeyan was born to destroy the Asura Mahisha. The name rings a bell. Yes, we have seen this Mahishasura who has been slain by Durga. The person is the same, with a slight variation in the name, but the situation here is different. The story of Durga narrates the process of the menstrual cycle through the killing of Mahishasura. Durga is a female, and her killing is related to female menstrual cycle. But Kartikeyan, the sperm, is a male, and he is out to kill the Asura Mahisha. He has been created to fertilize a female egg, which is depicted as the killing of that Asura and is also related to the female menstrual cycle. On fertilization of a female egg, menstruation stops or it will not be activated. Mahisha or Mahishi are from the same root, which means grown up, childbearing girl or woman. Taraka was a demon or asura who did tapsaya and obtained a boon from Shiva that he could only be killed by the son of Shiva. Taraka obtained this boon, believing that Shiva would not remarry and give birth to a son. At that time, Shiva had lost his wife, Dakshini, who had self immolated herself. Tara is another character in Vedic texts who is the wife of Brihaspati, abducted by Chandra. She was returned to her husband, Brihaspati, after a year of courtship by Chandra. Tara and Chandra had a son called Buddha. Tara is none other than the placenta, who is termed Taraka in this place. However, the Devas managed to get Shiva married to Parvati, reincarnation of Dakshini, by having Manmada, also known as Kama, sexual stimulant, son of Lakshmi. The god of love awakened from his penance. For this action, Manmada, Kama, incurred Shiva's wrath. He opened his third eye and destroyed Manmada. Later, Manmada was resurrected from his death. As per the Tamil calendar, Manmada is mentioned as the 29th year, which represents the quality of seminal fluid. This may an initiation of the pituitary gland to begin secretions, directed by the thalamus. Shiva handed over his effulgence of the third eye, which destroyed Manmada, to Agni, since he alone was capable of handling it till it became the desired offspring. The signals are passed through the cells, and this movement is known as Agni, since he is the god of all directions. But even Agni was not able to bear its heat. He handed it to Ganga, who in turn deposited it in a lake at a forest of reeds, Shara. The child was finally born in this forest, Vana, with 6 faces, 6 independent children. All signals from the brain reach every part of the human body through the spinal cord only, and it is known as Ganga. He was first spotted and cared for by 6 women representing the Pleiades, Kartika in Sanskrit. 6 Pleiades represent the various processes or stages at various places through which a sperm develops and matures. Thus, Kartikeyan got his name. Later, they were all united into a single child when embraced by Parvati. Incidentally, Agni is related to sheep, and the face of a sheep resembles the female reproductive organs, uterus, ovaries, and fallopian tubes. Thus, it is called Agni Mukha. The above story narrates the creation or production of sperm by male sexual organs. No child is born since the happenings are only within Shiva's male body. It is the creation of a sequence of actions by so many organs of the male body. Sexual stimulation is created through Manmadan or Kama at the pituitary gland of the hypothalamus. Agni is the energy and message movement that is generated out of metabolic activity. This energy or sexual stimulation passes through the spinal cord, Ganga, and activates many sexual organs to create or produce sperm, allowing them to mature and enabling motility. The sperm is the son of Shiva called Kartikeya and is destined to kill the Asura, Mahisha, who is nothing but the female leg. The 6 women Pleiades, Kartikas, who brought up the child are different stages of sperm development. There are 2 components of semen, sperm and seminal plasma. Immature sperm are produced first at the testis and move to the epididymis for maturity and storage until ejaculation. The seminiferous tubules of the testis are the starting point for producing immature sperm. The production process is a highly important and complicated one since each sperm must have a package of DNA, etc., that is transferred on fusion with the female egg. Then, the sperm is transferred to the epididymis to mature and to acquire a tail for motility. Kartikeyan was brought up in Sharavana Poigai, pond where Shara means reed and Vana means forest, which may represent the seminiferous tubules, the place where the sperm, Kartikeyan, is born. A cross section of a testicle reveals that it is a pond of lotus like structure, wherein the sperm is born and stays for a while before transferring to the epididymis. Seminal plasma is produced with contributions from the seminal vesicle, prostate, and bulbourethral glands. On maturity at the epididymis, sperms attain the potential to fertilize the ovum and are ready to be deposited into the female reproductive system. Male sexual stimulation, sexual intercourse, and muscle contractions at the time of ejaculation deposit the sperm into the vagina. Today, we have many laboratory ways of depositing sperm and ova. Since Kartikeyan is said to have been born as 6 independent children, it could allude to the fact that 6 children would have 24 limbs, 12 hands, and 12 legs in all. It may represent the 24 pairs of chromosomes as surmised in ancient times. Later, it was confirmed as 23 pairs of chromosomes. It is usual that a gamete, sperm, or ovum must have half the usual number of chromosomes present in other body cells. Otherwise, the child will have twice the normal number of chromosomes, which is a serious abnormality. In 1921, Theophilus Painter, based on his observations, claimed that human sex cells had 24 pairs of chromosomes. But since 1955, the number of pairs was settled at 23. This may be investigated for confirmation again. The 23rd pair is the sex chromosomes of XY in males and XX in females. There is a high possibility that these XY pairs would have been counted as separate chromosomes of X and chromosome Y in males. As a young lad, Kartikeyan destroyed Taraka and is called Kumaran. Taraka may refer to the placenta in the womb, which covers the fetus throughout the period of gestation. Any baby that comes out must pierce through the placenta. The placenta is delivered late after the delivery of a baby and is called afterbirth. This is envisaged as the killing of Taraka. In the word Tara plus Ka, Tara means flow and Ga means go. At the time of delivery, the flow of nutrients to the fetus goes away or stops. It may mean that Tara, placenta, must go at the time of delivery. Kartikeyan is also said to have killed Taraka's elder brother, Simha Mugan, a lion-faced demon. Simha Mugan, lion-faced demon, is nothing but the female reproductive organs. A picture will show the similarities between lion's face and the female reproductive organs. When a female is pregnant, the uterus passage to the vagina, the cervix, will be closed by mucus to safeguard the fetus in the womb. But at the time of delivery, it must be necessarily removed or pierced to make way for the baby to come out of the womb. This may be referred to as killing of Simha Mugan. Otherwise, since Kartikeyan is a sperm having XY chromosomes, he would have produced a male child using Y chromosome, which effectively means that there is no female and is thus considered as killing of Simha Mugan. X chromosome of a sperm is inactive during conception. Sperm cells were said to be first observed by a student of Antony van Leeuwenhoek in 1677. But Vedic texts knew about it around 3000 BC or before. This is evident through the story of Kartikeyan. Modern medicines claim that there are about 310 million bases of genes in the human chromosomes. Puranic scriptures claim that there are about 330 million devas in the spiritual world, referring to gene bases. Vedic texts mention rebirth, reincarnation, and immortality. These terms have nothing to do with the spirituality as claimed or known presently, but mean the continuity of life. Rebirth or reincarnation means the passing on of chromosomes and genes to the child who is the descendant of its parents. By immortality, they mean the continuation of human life, lineage, without a breakthrough genealogy, even though death is imminent for all human beings. By reincarnation, They may mean that the offspring begets parental genes. Reincarnation may also refer to the acquisition of characteristics from ancestors. According to the Skanda Purana, Shakti, Parvati, observed 22 days Kedra Vrata during the month of Puratasi, starting from the 8th day, Ashtami of Shukla Paksha, to get half the body of Shiva. The Vrata ends on the forthcoming Amavasya, the new moon day that Deepavali is celebrated. 7 days of Ashtami to Paurnami, full moon day plus 15 days of Krishna Paksha is equal to 22 days. On the day of Amavasya, new moon day, Shiva accepts Sakti as his half and appears as Ardhanarishvara, half man and half woman. The story conveys the message of conception or pregnancy which comes to the knowledge of a woman on the day of the next or forthcoming menstrual cycle. Puranic stories have fixed the day of ovulation as the full moon day and the first day of the menstrual cycle as the new moon day. The Vrata starts before and treads carefully through the full moon day, day of ovulation, and ends on new moon day, day of the menstrual cycle, by which time a woman will come to know about conception where there is no sign of the cycle. This is symbolically depicted through the appearance of Ardhanarishvara, half man and half woman. The sex of the fetus is not visible to the naked eye, even though the sex of the baby is determined at the time of the gametes fusion. When the sex organ becomes visible, the organ will be both male and female, that will slowly transform either into male or female. Ardhanarishvara also conveys that the haploid cells of both the male gamete and the female gamete met together to make a full diploid cell. Murugan has 6 abodes or temples in Tamil Nadu, India. They are Palani, Swamimalai, Tiruchendur, Tirupparangundram, Tiruttani, and Palamudir Solai. They are also known as Aru or Arubadai Veedu, meaning 6 battlefields. Murugan is the personification of male and female germ cells of the human body, otherwise known as sperm and ovum. Aru or Arubadai Veedu must have been originally Aruvadai Veedu, meaning harvesting places of sperm and ovum. The deity in Palani is called Andi Kolam of Murugan. The deity in the temple wears a loincloth only. He has no other covering on him. He believes that he has nobody else to fall back on or claim as family. This is the situation of a male sperm head at the Sertoli cell which cannot move on its own. The Palani temple is built on barren mountain which resembles the Sertoli cell. This temple must have been built to explain the developmental process of male germ cells. Tirupparangundram is another abode where Murugan marries Devayani, daughter of Devendran or Indran, chief of Devas. This marriage is the personification of enveloping the genetic materials in the nucleus at the sperm head, which are produced at the Sertoli cells. What are the genetic materials in the nucleus in a sperm head? In a common man's understanding, they are the specimens of a man's whole body from head to toe. This information is to be passed on to the next generation. Genetic science call those specimens genes. They are also known as DNA. Puranic stories call those specimens Devas. Puranas enumerate 330 million Devas, 30 Mukkodi Devas. Approximate numbers of known gene bases are 310 million as per English medicine. Tiruttanikai Malai is another abode where Murugan marries Valli, daughter of the chieftain of hunters. This marriage is the personification of attaching a tail to the sperm head for its motility. Sperm cannot move without tails. Hunters use bows and arrows for hunting. Tiru plus Tani plus Kai, where Tiru represents sperm head, Tani means separate, Kai means hand, representing the separate attachment of a tail as giving the sperm a hand in propulsion. Swamimalai is another abode where Murugan teaches the Pranava mantra to his father, Shiva. Shiva considered himself a creator. Murugan told his father that he was not the creator, but Murugan himself was the actual creator. Shiva listened to this sermon or mantra. Murugan, being the actual germ cell, is the actual creator of the human body. Pranava mantra is also known as Bija Mantra, where Bija means seed. All of us know what a seed is and that it is the source for every growth or creation. Plants, trees, etc. grow out of a seed. Similarly, the human body grows out of germ cells. Tiruchendur is the place where Murugan kills Surapadman. This story explains the attainment of female puberty. Tiru refers to Lakshmi or female. Chendu or Chenduram means red, referring to blood. Ur or Ur means drop by drop collection. All these things happen in the female procreative organs where urinary glands also exist. Tiruchendur temple is established on the seashore to represent the place of urinary tracts. Vedic sculptures also use Murugan to represent female germ cells and procreative organs. Palamudir Solai is another abode where Murugan rests, with his two wives, Devayani and Valli. The Tamil word Palamudir can be split as Palam plus Udir or Palam plus Mudir. Palam means fruit, Udir means drop, and Mudir means ripe or matured. Only ripened fruit will drop, which have seeds, and the next generation will grow out of them. This is the representation of female procreative organs, where the ovum is expelled after incubation in the ovary. These 6 places are the germ cell harvesting places mentioned as Aruvadai Veedu in Vedic scriptures. Based on this, temples were created at appropriate locations to explain the concepts to the public between the 9th to 11th century, which was converted into places of worship by later generations. Aruvadai Veedu later became Arubadai Veedu. During the festival season, especially Thaipusam, I have watched many devotees walking to Murugan temples carrying milk pots on their head and or piercing their tongues or cheeks with spears like veil. Some devotees pierce their back with small hooks on which laments or small cords carrying the idol of Murugan are hung. Many other devotees carry steel or iron kavadis on their shoulders, along with hooks pierced to their upper bodies. Many more devotees carry wooden kavadis on their shoulders. I used to wonder about the reason for all these. Subsequently, I understood they are reflections of Vedic scriptures, especially with regards to Palaniyandi Murugan and his marriages to Devayani and Valli. Murugan is a personification of human germ cells. In the male germ cell, sperm, first the sperm head is produced at the Sertoli cell filled with genetic materials in its nucleus, and the tail is attached to it later for mobility. In females, there is an anatomical change in their reproductive system called puberty, where fallopian tubes along with fimbria are split from ovaries. Now the ovaries can expel the ovum, the female germ cell, which can be caught by the fimbria and travel through the fallopian tube to meet the sperm along the route. These contents of Vedic scriptures are reflected in the form of piercing called Alagu Kuttal by the devotees of Murugan. This devotional practice cannot be seen with other Vedic gods since it is not mentioned in Vedic scriptures. Carrying of kavadis is another reflection of Vedic scriptures. In the human body, every male ejaculation consists of millions of sperm, but only one can pierce through the wall of the ovum. Others will die or degenerate. This death or degeneration is called sacrifice. The Tamil word kavadi can be split into kavu plus adi, where kavu means sacrifice and adi means step. Thus, kavadi means sacrificial step made by many male germ cells or sperm. Carrying a kavadi to a Murugan temple reflects this concept. It is said that Indra drank lots of amrita or soma before facing Vritra in a battle. This is the process of enveloping genetic materials into the head of sperm. A reflection of this scripture is the carrying of milk pots by devotees. By performing these rituals, present-day Tamil devotees and non-devotees have kept alive the Vedic scriptures. Many cry that a lot of ancient scriptures have been lost, but I believe that they do exist with the people, but are understood differently by them. Lots of festivals and rituals followed every day, month, and year are based on certain happenings taking place in each part of the human organ. The findings of ancient Indians are kept alive through Vedic scriptures but celebrate them as festivals without knowing their real meaning. Many people come out and say in unison that these celebrations are to explain that good wins over evil. Just to say these four words, our ancient Indians would not have written four Vedas and innumerable stories. Present generations are following Vedas based on truncated information. Vritra comes from the word vritti, which means multiplication, and it refers to the multiplication of sperm as well as human beings. Vritra's story texts mention Chitti or Chinti Mukha, meaning the face of an ant. The face of an ant or Chitti Mukha resembles the Sertoli cell. How many people can see the Sertoli cell or Chitti Chinti Mukha where sperms are produced? Not all medical professionals would have seen that. In that case, how could ordinary people have seen it? Yet, ancient Indians must have seen or visualized it. Please watch National Geographic's City of Ants on YouTube. You will see a continuous flow of ants which represents the flow of sperm. You will see how many millions of Sertoli cells are represented by ants are there in the body. You can imagine how many millions of sperm are produced there. The flow of ants resembles a flooded river, and so do the sperm. Murugan or Kartikeyan is known as Murugan, meaning six faces. It is very difficult to find an animal or bird to fit into this category. Aru not only means number 6, but also means river. Arumugan may refer to mouth of a river, which is called as Arumugattuvaram or Atrumugattuvaram. Mugattuvaram is also known as Kalimugam, which is where the river water exits into an ocean, lake, etc. The same is used to refer to the exit point of waste like urine, motion, etc. from the human body. Murugan or Kartikeyan is referred to as sperm in Vedic scriptures. Overall, Arumugan may refer the flow of sperm from Sertoli cells into the urinary tract of the human body.